What's good, YouTube? Coming to you with a quick NBA talk hot topic. We're gonna talk about the All-Star snubs. It's a funny list because some of the players that we thought was a lock are players that didn't even make it. Granted, Dwayne Wade might not play in the All-Star game because he got injured, but then again he might heal in enough time. Kobe Bryant automatically gives up a spot, so we don't know who gonna take his spot, but we know who got the most highest chance of taking it. But some of these players is like it's surprising. Like Tim Duncan, he's playing a phenomenal defensive season, and he's averaging a double double, and his team is in the playoffs. So Tim Duncan was a very surprise. I was surprised that Tim Duncan made it, but he deserves to be an All Star. Like the Spurs are a team that's in the playoff. One thing I was surprised was OKC getting two players. For that team not to be even in the playoffs, for that team not to even be, they like 3 games back from the playoff. The Phoenix Suns, they a playoff team. They didn't even get one player in the All Star game. Same with the Dallas Mavericks. They like the 6 seed in the West, and they didn't get one All Star. But a team like OKC don't have no. They ain't even in the playoffs, and Kevin Durant hasn't even played 30 games, and he still made the All Star team. Was kind of a blow because he missed too many, and Kevin Durant is injured right now, so he missed too many games. Even though he is the second best player in the league, maybe first to some people, you can't put on. He hasn't played enough games to take somebody else's spot that deserves like a Monte Ellis, like a Damian Lillard, like a Demarcus Cousins that have been playing good basketball for a longer time in the season. I know that Kevin Durant is the second best player in the league, but you have to reward people that have been playing good this season, not reward somebody for being what they did in the past. And same with Kobe Bryant. We know he sucked this season, but he got rewarded as an All-Star because of the fans. That's not fair to James Harden. That's not fair to Klay Thompson because they deserve to be starting. And James Harden is having a phenomenal season. So the All-Star game is really tricky because, like I said, Tim Duncan, a lot of people didn't suspect him to make it, but he made it anyway, and he really deserves it. Like I said, he's playing good defensively, and he's dominating games offensively and defensively like a two-way player, and he's putting up 15 and 10. But I want to talk about Monte Ellis real quick. Like I said, for the Dallas Mavericks to be the 6th seed in the West, same with the Phoenix Suns, and they don't have one player to represent them in the All-Star game, and they a playoff team in the West, and they above 500. They don't have one player at all to represent them from the West, but OKC gets two. I don't think that's fair for the NBA because you are winning basketball games. One of your players should represent you in the All-Star game because you're winning, and they don't have nobody representing either team. And even the Spurs, they the 7th seed, and they got Tim Duncan representing them. That's really not fair for Monte Ellis and some like Gordon Dragic, for example, who didn't even make it last year, but his team wasn't in the playoffs. His team in the playoffs this year, and he made the playoffs this year. Monte Ellis he's putting up 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and he hit game winners. He hit clutch shots in the fourth quarters. He took over games in the fourth quarters, and he really dominated it this year. I'm really surprised that he even get in the All-Star game. Even though I know the NBA is guard heavy in the West, like Kevin Durant, he should have took Kevin Durant's spot. And Damian Lillard, he should take Kobe's spot. But Damian Lillard putting up 21.6 assists, 4.6 rebounds, 86% from the free throw line, 36% from the 36% from the 3-point line, 86% from the free throw line, and 43% from the field. His field goal percentage ain't that high because he's a jump shooter, but that's pretty good numbers. 22 and 6 and 4 rebounds are all-star numbers, and he's shooting real horrible from the 3-point line, like a mediocre from the 3-point line, which is surprising because Damian Lillard is a knockdown 3-point shooter, but this year he really been struggling because he's been shooting a lot of them, and he's been shooting a lot of his threes off balance. He's shooting 7 threes a game, and that's a whole lot of threes to be shooting for a player. That's almost 10 a game. And he really haven't been knocking them down at a high clip. 36% is about average. But we know Damian Lillard, when it's time for him to knock down a 3-point shot, especially in the fourth quarter, We know he can take over a game. We know he can make them clutch threes, and he know he can take over them games like Monte Ellis. Demarcus Cousins, I said he wasn't gonna make it already because he missed too many games. He missed 12 games, and his team got out of the playoff race. Yes, he's averaging 24 and 12. Yes, he's shooting 50%. Yes, he's dominating every game, looking like a man child, looking like a freak of nature, getting dunks, both posting up, drawing fouls, getting assists, getting rebounds, getting putbacks, getting dunks, and getting to the free throw line. I mean, Demarcus Cousins is doing everything. He's a franchise cornerstone now. I didn't see it his first couple years, but now he's just a dominant player, and he's getting blocks, and he's getting steals. He was like the #1 player that should have be an All-Star snub because his team isn't winning, and he missed some games already in the season. Like I said, Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh both made it to the All-Star team, which was surprising because they both having phenomenal seasons, but their team is barely in the playoffs. And a team like the Milwaukee Bucks didn't get an All-Star team, even though they just beat the Miami Heat, and they have a better record than the Miami Heat. And who should represent the Milwaukee Bucks from the All-Star team? Brandon Knight, putting up 17 points, 6 assists, and he's been shooting the three ball very well, shooting good from the field goal percentage. He carried them a lot of games. He's the most consistent player on the Milwaukee Bucks. And the Milwaukee Bucks lost Jabari Parker. They lost They lost a point guard too, and they still winning. They still have a better record than Miami Heat. And Dwayne Wade could miss time, so Brandon Knight could have a shot at making it. Another player that missed was Kyle Korver, but they already had 4 Atlanta Hawks already. And Kyle Korver probably one of the most important Hawks because of his gravity. He didn't make it. He's on pace for 50, 50, 90. But Jeff Teague is the system, the engine that runs. Paul Millsap is the most versatile player on the team, getting rebounds, getting steals, getting blocks, getting 18 to 19 points a game, and still getting a lot of rebounds. He just had a 28 and 15 game. Paul Millsap is really the franchise player for that team, the glue guy, the motor of the team besides Jeff Teague, and his versatility is amazing. So he's probably the best player on the team, and he's a go-to guy. He can create his own shot. He can dribble. He can create contact, draw fouls, finish in the paint, shoot jump shots in the mid-range, and shoot threes. So the most important player on the Atlanta Hawks to me is Paul Millsap. And Jeff Teague is second. And Al Horford has become, he was playing horrible in the first beginning of the season. Now he's becoming an all-star, getting rebounds, defending the paint, protecting the paint, finishing, shooting jump shots, shooting the free throws. Al Horford deserves to be an all-star over Nikola Vucevic, who's an all-star snub too, putting up close to 20 and 10. But his team is losing, and he's really going to make the all-star team in the future. Nikola Vucevic will be an all-star in the future. But I just want to talk about Kyle Korver, Brandon Knight, Demarcus Cousins, and Monte Ellis. And I had to throw Vucevic in there because I said he should be an all-star. He didn't make it. That's sad, but he should be an all-star in the future. If Orlando can become a playoff team, his chances of being an all-star should rise up higher, especially since he's a center. It ain't too many dominant centers in the East. Like, the only center that made it was Al Horford, I believe. And that's really it. And same for the West. I think the only center that made it was Marc Gasol. So it ain't too many centers making the all-star team since they took him off the ballot, which isn't really fair. The center should be on the ballot. So that's all the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let me know who you think is an all-star snub. Let me know who you think should have made the all-star team. And subscribe. Check out my older video. You like this video, you like my older video, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all day. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.